also her response was great. She said, "I will just be waiting to hear from your lawyers then," which is hardcore. Obviously, Ben's not going to. I don't think he's ever actually gone through with a lawsuit. He uses his right to only people to do what he wants. To do what he wants.
So he will bully people by threatening to sue them to get them to
Hail Mary from a desperate, lonely guy to try and get rid of the evidence of him being anything. So, that was the whole interaction between Bintellect and Jordan, but after this tweet started popping off, or the series of tweets started popping off, she then started getting DMs with more screenshots and more evidence of Bintellect doing this to tons of different women. This comes from someone else who had a very similar experience to Jordan. So Ben opens with, "Do you work tomorrow?" They say, "Crazy busy day, but I don't work." And then Ben goes, "Let's make some content tomorrow." Not like that, but just film a podcast. So he immediately alludes to like, "Oh, not OnlyFans that type content. I'm talking about just a wholesome podcast, one the whole family can enjoy." Doesn't get an immediate response, so he goes, "What do you think?" He then waits about 2 hours more and he goes, "You're killing me, gorgeous." So fucking embarrassing.
Fucking
Jesus
weirdo.
Christ, that's so fucking awful to read.
Weird ass.
Yucky.
Motherfucker.
And then he gives her about 3 more hours, and then he goes, "You know what? I've been thinking about this OnlyFans thing. I think I could make us a lot of money, straight up." And then she finally does reply saying that she's just been busy taking a mental health day. So he can't even go more than like 3 messages without bringing up OnlyFans. It seems like the only thing on this guy's mind is sex, and how he's never getting it, I guess, but is very desperate too, and will do it by...
I get more sex than him, and I've gotten 0 bitches.
From everything I can tell, Bintellect has never done any kind of OnlyFans content on his own, or like any type of explicit content. He's just a professional TikTok giggler. All he does is giggle at Twitter messages or comments, and that's it. So clearly he's not wanting to dip his toes into OnlyFans for the sake of becoming like an OnlyFans creator. He just wants to have sex with these women, and he's using his podcast as a vessel to try and do that, it seems. After she told him about the mental health day she was taking, he responds with, "Hey, thank you." And then the following day at 6:52 a.m., so this guy must have been up all night masturbating, because it seems like that's the only thing on this dude's mind, he sends her a message saying, "Do you want to come over tomorrow night? Actually, are you down to come over tonight? Or are you just a flake?" Doesn't even give her time to respond, just immediately gets combative. He immediately just goes into fucking ballistic bin mode. "So you coming over tonight, or are you just a flake? Huh? Are you just a fucking succubus? Huh? Is that it? Huh? So you coming over tonight?" And then he waits only like an hour and 40 after that, and then he's like, "You know what? Okay, Jesus Christ. Yeah, sorry, babe, but you're just too much of a flake. Bye." So then she's like alarmed, like, what the fuck is going on? So she says, "You know, if you wouldn't have texted me so rudely calling me a flake after one day of not texting you, you might have stood a chance. I can see why you're single now. Goodbye." Which really just sends Ben off the rails. "Yeah, whatever, go fuck yourself," says the girl who's trying to make an OnlyFans. Good luck. Brother, all you talk about is trying to do OnlyFans content with them. It seems like you're trying desperately to get into OnlyFans, but keep getting rejected and can't handle it. So how can you have the gall to try and shame them for it when you are desperately trying to do it yourself? Here's a wacky little Snapchat one. You want to come over here and spend some time with me? Because on a side note, I do think I could probably make us some money on OnlyFans. Bintellect fucks crazy into oblivion. That's redacted right there, like a CIA document. I really wonder what he said. I think it's Bintellect fucks crazy pussy into oblivion or something, but I'm just going off of what I can see poking out from underneath the redaction. I think that's what it is, but this is so goofy. He's speaking about himself in the third person in this one, and then he even tries bribery. "If you come over, I'll give you $1,000. I just really want you." And they respond, "I'm good right now. Don't try to bribe me with money. That's weird." And he's like, "No, that is weird, but I want to see you." This one's a lot more vintage Ben, so this was a different kind of relationship these two had as opposed to just the podcast OnlyFans hustle he keeps trying to run. So they start by saying, "I guess it's just not meant to be." Ben says, "Facts, no hard feelings, but yeah, it ain't working." Then they part ways, or so it would seem. Ben has a couple of parting words here. He says, "For your future self, if you're going to turn around on a guy and say, 'Hey, I'm not down for friends with benefits shit,' just say that before you go through all the bullshit. Boring as fuck. Not my problem that you turned around and quit drinking because you're an alcoholic and now pass out at 8 p.m. Fucking peace out, bitch."
The fuck?
So Ben really, he went crazy. Ben lost it. This man, he was punching pillows, sending these texts with tears in his eyes, and he got real nasty. They respond to it saying that they're far from an alcoholic, and then Ben just keeps going crazier, saying, "No, you're an alcoholic, and you're full of shit." And he's like, "Anyway, I'm done. I just had to say that because you're full of shit." They respond saying that they weren't interested in being with Ben, and he should have taken the hint a while ago. But then Ben he goes absolutely berserk again. She says that she's wasting people's time and that she needs to just shut up and go to bed. And then she says, it sounds like you need some anger management help, which is a very fair assessment. I think he desperately needs some anger management. And then Ben tries to flip this shit around like, how dare you? Are you kidding me?
Oh, imagine.
Because there are people who really need help with that. So Ben lets out a gasp. That's super disrespectful to say that to somebody, and also a very basic-ass bitch thing to say. Benjamin, it's a very fair thing to say here. It's not disrespectful. You legitimately need some help.
Also, I can't stare.
Very much see.
I was streaming Madden, I just hear, you want my cat into a bag. Immediately go ahead and look at me, jump on my bed. It's like 50. I'd like to share a punch straight to your chops, my good sir, because you are what I would like to call a douchebag.
No, I have 3 sisters. You guys don't understand. I could never do this to women.
Oh, fucker. That's like me saying, I don't hate cats. Maybe because I don't hate cats. I just dislike them. They're scary sometimes. Like when a cat stares at me for too long, like, what did I do? Like, simply, you can't just go ahead and say, like, oh, I have sisters, so I don't hate women. Like, okay, don't care. My cats ran in my room, stared at me, then ran off.
You guys don't understand. I could never do this. You're misunderstanding. These are all baseless accusations. And not only do I have 3 sisters, but my mother is also a woman. So you can see how ridiculous these claims are, knowing this context of my 3 sisters and mother. So that should hopefully clear up all of the air here with these accusations.
Clears up my
Like I
map.
mentioned, he did delete this apology post, but today he did release an apology on TikTok. An apology video. Also, Ben, I know you're still watching. You probably plan on suing me if I show your apology video because you've employed this tactic before against other YouTubers if they've shown clips of your content to make fun of you. You allege that it's stealing your work and you have a legal ground to take it down and come after them. You don't. That's not how that works. Me showing this is not any kind of violation in any way, shape, or form. So if you do try and sue me or copyright claim this video, copyright strike the video, anything like that, I will 100% respond with every single option at my disposal in order to follow this legal case through to its fullest conclusion. So it's something you have, right?
Hey guys, there's a lot being said about me on the internet right now, and
Because
I just
you're a
wanted to
weird
clear the air.
bitch.
The first thing I want to say is I'm sorry to anyone that I've made feel uncomfortable.
I love how nonchalant he is about this whole thing, just trying to downplay the situation. Like, yeah, if I made any of you feel a bit uncomfortable, I'm sorry. That wasn't my intention. It wasn't my responsibility. It's not what I'm about. When in reality, he would snap, get aggressive, hostile, combative anytime he was denied sex.
I want to say to any girl who I've been rude to, whether through text or in person,
This man is one of the
I'm
rookie
sorry.
quarterback
I
of
understand that me
thrown
being
on the
sorry
ground.
does not excuse that kind of behavior. I will continue to work on myself and do better. Thanks, guys.
How did you get in here?
The first AI chat GPT written apology. This just ticked every basic box. There's really nothing of value here at all. Just like the quickest, weakest apology, and he's just gonna go forward doing his little this tweet. Like nothing ever happened. So that's kind of where everything's at. Dog shit apology, dog shit situation. This guy is a big old so let's use this as a learning opportunity for anyone watching. Don't be like this. That's really about it. So yeah. Make sure you've all heard the expression, make it, you make it. Take it away. Written up like this user we're about to do. A guy who's become a complete parody of self-confidence, but without any level of self-awareness.
Take you for example and me. We both pull up, we go to your girl. Odds are I'm gonna take that bitch. If you compared me to you, you're just gonna win that.
Looking at him, this was no jock in high school. This wasn't exactly the prom king. Yet he pretends that he is that. He talks about how figure business. He has all of this money. Though I don't necessarily take that as a rat, but I just don't believe what this guy says.
So the next time you think that your girl's off lock, I got the keys to the castle, motherfucker.
He spent like 5 hours working on that.
Why I don't believe him about the success of his business is because the only thing he shows that's worth money is his car, the McLaren. He's made like 1,000 shorts about how much money he spends filling up a McLaren's tank, or how often he drives his McLaren, and that is the only thing worth a lot of money that he's ever shown, at least that I've seen. So that leads me to believe that it is 100% rented, or he really dumped all of his money into that one vehicle in order to portray himself as a successful businessman. He did a little house tour, and it's very humble living. It's a nice place, but it's not exactly like a super mega mansion you would expect someone with a nine-figure business to own. And he's not wearing a ton of ice or anything like that. And he's clearly a guy who loves to flex because he's always talking about his wealth and his success. Yet the only thing you can ever see from that, he's that McLaren. Now this may be like a tinfoil hat conspiracy, but I truly just think he either rents it for these videos, or even more depressingly, drained all of his finances to make that big purchase with that belief that this car would be enough to convince people that he has a lot of money. Like, he specced all of his points into delusion here and is just letting it rip. Like, this McLaren means I'm successful. I gotta fake it till I make it. This is how I do it.
Here's why the gym does not matter. I'm tired of guys that are like, oh, you know, I'm going to the gym, I'm trying to get fit. I feel like I have pretty decent tone.
Did douchebag Slenderman hit you with that jump scare in the beginning?
Yeah.
His rant about why going to the gym makes you a fucking idiot? Because he's skinny and insecure. So you going to the gym is offensive to him. It's pretty pathetic. You don't want to go to the gym, that's fine. But he's out here built like 2 French fries duct taped to an uncooked spaghetti noodle. And if you're happy with your body there, that's absolutely fine. But why shit on people that are going to the gym? He makes a whole rant about why it's stupid to do it, which is laughable.
I don't need to go to the gym, because you pull up to the gym, making less than 10K a month, pulling up in your bullshit fucking Corolla, and I pull up in my McLaren. It's not even a contest, dude. No one gives a fuck about your muscles. Most of the guys that go to the gym, I'm sorry to tell you this, but you're fucking stupid. All that pre-workout that you're taking is making you more stupider.
So unless you're making over 10K a month, you don't have the right to go to the gym? Like, he's not even making a point. Like, he's not even saying, like, the time you spend in the gym, you could be spent learning how to drop ship things from Alibaba. Like, he's not even, like, trying to...
Pass complete to number 89. A gain of 14. First down, Jacksonville.
Brutal honest truth is that girls need a man who can protect and provide for them. If you're not making at least 10K a month, how the fuck are you going to protect and provide for your girl?
Man's out here boofing crazy pills. You don't need to be making 10K a month in order to protect your girlfriend. You have absolutely no meat on your bones whatsoever. The only foe you're equipped to handle is if the gingerbread men from Shrek tried to attack your girl, then maybe you could fend them off. But everyone above the age
Man,
of
motherfucker got less muscle than Lord Farquaad.
it's going to be a tough tussle. And making more than 10K a month doesn't enable you to magically protect her better. If someone's making...
2-0, Calvin Ridley. 6-yard pickup brings up second and 4 at the 49-yard line.
Done. What were you dropping?
Don't cook, I don't clean, I got whiteboards all over the place. My setup's there, this is like my sanctuary. No one fucks with me here. As far as a fridge, it's pretty fucking awful. So I got beer, Happy Dads, Gatorade, oh dude, Bel Air bottle, champagne. I got these Dunkin' Donut iced coffees. Then for dinner, I'll go to the pier and like have dinner. I will never fucking cook. This will never be used. I don't even know why I have a fucking bed.
And here's the look at the house I mentioned. It's clearly a cozy spot. It's a nice house. It's not.
What? I can't let you just grab my hand while I was just messing with like pool noodle my mom put on my bed. Like put on the metal and I was just like ripping it apart just cause stupidness and thing and it comes apart easily. Why are you gonna forget it does this day or two? Literally my cat just went over and started attacking my hand for paws. I'm like, what? What was it? Why are you attacking me?
Hey, kill! Hey, run! Red on red. Hey, kill!
Ah, I was moving you, you fat ass. You fuck. Ah. You. No, explain yourself. Why? Why always claws? Why you always using claws, huh? Huh?
If there was a YouTube rewind this year, I imagine the look of
Safe right!
We are aware of the pain that has been caused by the character letters that we wrote on behalf of Danny Masterson.
So what are they saying? I'm
Grant, 23!
I actually didn't even know this was going on. I only just learned about this. Danny Masterson of That 70s Show fame, a show that Ashton Kutcher and Mila Kunis were a part of for a very long time, has just been sentenced to 30 years to life in prison for 2 out of the 3 counts of rape that he was facing. Danny Masterson was arrested in 2020, and this trial has actually had a lot of developments to it that I was just completely unaware of, but it's concluded now for the most part, and he was found guilty for 2 out of the 3 counts of rape that he was facing. And then it came out that Ashton Kutcher, Mila Kunis, and about 50 other people wrote letters to the judge of the sexual assault trial to just say nice things about Danny Masterson. I guess the idea was to try and hype him up as like, look at all these positive experiences we had with Danny Masterson. Inside Danny, there are 2 demons, a rapist and an incredible actor with a bright smile that could light up a room. And it's important that we don't overlook that second one. Let's focus on all these great experiences we had with Danny Masterson that we knew. You know, Mr. Hyde was a bad guy, but Dr. Jekyll, he was great. So, like, I guess the idea here was to try and get the judge to be a little bit more lenient or something, like to try and help Danny's case by just saying nice things about the Danny they knew. So an excerpt from Ashton Kutcher's letter says, Danny takes his job seriously. He is kind, courteous, and hardworking. He treated everyone from the Grits to the Teamsters to the actors to the caterers as equals. As a role model, Danny has consistently been an excellent one. A great role model to rapists, maybe. What the fuck is this? This is just an absolutely evil thing to say about somebody like this. What? How delusional can you be? He took his job seriously. He even said good work for one of the caterers. I've never seen such a saint on the next 70 shows. So look at a caterer and actually engage in good. My mind, I've never seen anyone so sweet. He was truly a benevolent. A great role model that you can take for all of the race. Like, what the shit? What incarnation? Mila Kunis holds him an amazing friend and confidant and above all, an outstanding older brother figure. Genuine concern for those around him and his commitment to being an example and make him an outstanding role model and friend. Yep. An older brother figure. Still, she's echoing the same thing about rape. He just got convicted of rape, and it's not like this is a case of this is a pretty tried case for 3 years. It's because there's a lot of
It's now second and 10 at the 25-yard line.
Motherfucker, have you heard of being fucking good?
was just arrested and convicted of rape. I would not be singing his praises. I wouldn't be spreading the gospel about what an amazing guy he is. Right? I wouldn't write a letter to the judge, even if I was requested to do so by his family, and say something like, listen, you know, I dislike sexual assault as much as the next guy. That's some bad stuff. Rape, boo, don't like it. But he never raped me. So he's not all bad. And also, we used to butt chug brewskis in the bathtub together at the frat house. Like, this is a good guy. And it's just something to consider, maybe, when you're looking over this and deciding on sentencing. Like, I would not be trying to say anything positive about the person. So obviously this made a lot of people upset to see them do that. It's craziness. So I'll finally get to the apology video now, but I feel like we needed all of this in order to understand why they're apologizing, what exactly they're apologizing for.
We are aware of the pain that has been caused by the character letters that we wrote on behalf of Danny Masterson.
We support victims. We have done this historically through our work and will continue to do so in the future.
But you all...
This is AG1, foundational nutrition to support whole body, brain, and gut health.
But you also support your friend, even after all of the rape evidence was being put on trial. Like this, I'm very curious now how much they knew about him. Like, did they know all of this? Because they don't seem necessarily surprised, and they seemed more than willing to write these glowing letters that seem like fucking 5-star Yelp reviews of this guy. Like, even with all of this evidence of the sexual abuse, they're still calling him an outstanding role model, an older brother figure. Like, holy shit. I understand they've been friends for 2 decades, so I guess when Danny Masterson's family reached out to request that they write a letter, you know, gushing Grammys over how cool Danny Masterson is, they should have said no. They should have just hard rejected that on the spot. Of course, I'm not a lawyer, I haven't passed the bar, but I don't think this is some kind of obligation that had to be here because there were other people that didn't write letters about Danny. So let's assume they were forced to. You can still say, I was one of Danny Masterson's best friends, I didn't know this side of him, I didn't know he was an evil person, so I don't feel comfortable saying anything nice about my experience with him. Full stop. Like, that could just be the end.
A couple months ago, reached out to us and asked us to write character letters to represent the person we for 25 years. So,
Co., but more about them later. A couple years ago, I attempted to make transparent wood, which is supposed to be almost as clear as glass, but much stronger and shatterproof. My main reason for making it was mostly just because I thought it would. My results were kind of okay, and I was able to make a few almost decent pieces, but I had a lot of problems with the process. It was a lot more difficult than I thought it would be, and none of my pieces were as nice as I would like. I also really wanted to make some larger ones, but every time I tried it, it ended up cracking after a day or so. Instead, I settled for some smaller ones, which didn't crack, and they just became really warm. It was transparent a little bit at the time. I felt that it was good enough, but this was what it looked like after sitting around for several months. They were all yellow and cracked, and clearly this wasn't the best method. So, I decided to try it again, and there was recently a paper about transparent wood that kind of went viral. I'm not going to be using that method though, and I'll mention a couple reasons why. Instead, I wanted to try something from a paper published in 2016, which was actually 2 years before my first attempt. I have no idea how I didn't find this back then, but it was with all the problems that I ran into. To get started with it, the first thing that I needed was a piece of wood, or more specifically, a piece of balsa wood. What was nice was that I was able to find it at a local art store, and it was already made into a thin strip. For the thickness of the strip, I went with an 1/8 of an inch, which was about 3.2 millimeters. The first thing that I had to do was cut it using a knife, and I made some small squares that were about 2 centimeters by 2 centimeters. This size was kind of arbitrary, but I figured it was best to start small and then scale it up. Now, on a quick side note, a lot of papers, including the one that went viral, made the pieces a lot thinner, and they were usually at most 1 millimeter. I felt that that was way too thin, though, and at that point, it was getting closer to being paper than wood. Also, the last time that I did this, the pieces kind of fell apart, and I was worried that it was because I'd made them too thin. But anyway, when I was done cutting them, I dropped them onto a dish, and I put them in an oven to dry. The paper said to keep it at 105°C for 24 hours to get rid of any moisture in the wood. I think they were already pretty dry though, and when I pulled them out the next day, they looked exactly the same. Now, what I had to do next was chemically treat the wood and remove something called lignin, and I also had to bleach them white. In my last attempt, I pulled out the lignin using a boiling solution of sodium sulfite and sodium hydroxide, and then I bleached it using 40% hydrogen peroxide. That doesn't seem to work okay, but I found it was very efficient, really in 2 steps. The method that I wanted to try though was sodium chloride, which was able to do both at the same time. Also, in general, it's a lot easier to buy sodium chloride than it is concentrated hydrogen peroxide. At least here in Canada, anything above 30% peroxide is controlled because it can be used to make explosives, and if you do manage to buy it, you can sometimes end up on a list. This is very different than the sodium chloride, which has little bit of regulation, and you can just buy it on. The reason that it's still available, though, is kind of unfortunate. It has a legitimate use as a disinfectant or cleaner, but more often than not, it's sold as some sort of alternative medicine. People use it to make something called Miracle Mineral Supplement, or MMS for short, and they claim that it can cure everything from cancer to autism. The only problem, though, is that at least chemically, it's kind of similar to drinking dilute bleach. There's no real evidence that it does anything, besides destroy your insides. So now, just like that other time when I bought cyanide almonds, I was a bit conflicted because I didn't want to support a market like this. However, it was on Amazon, and it was by far the cheapest and easiest to get it.
Fucking block! Fucking block!
When it eventually arrived, I was able to put together my wood treating solution. According to the paper, I had to make a 1 weight percent sodium chloride acetate buffer solution with a pH of 4.6 at 80°C.
Wow! That's what you fucking do when you play the fucking game.
Maybe hard thing to do, but it was actually relatively simple.
Hey guys, this
This is Radiocode, the world's first pocket radiation detector and spectrometer for all natural science enthusiasts. What can it do?
I don't like science. I like watching Neil Red, so freaking off. I just need to make sure I was watching Neil Blue.
Water, followed by 1.67 grams of sodium acetate and 1.15 mils of acetic acid. I then turned on the stirring, and when all this had dissolved, I was already almost done. I only had one more ingredient to add, which was 1.3 grams of the sodium chloride. When all of this had also dissolved, I had a thermometer, turned on the flames, and
Get your ass back in there. Get your ass back. I'm gonna just end my stream here. Peace out. Goodbye. I'm tired.
making the wood more porous